In today's video, I am going to be breaking down Magic Johnson and why he was such an amazing player. Let's get down, let's check him out. He was a ridiculously amazing passer. So in this first clip, we can really see just how good his court vision and basketball IQ really was. First off, really quick, a basketball player's IQ is only as good as the rest of the team. For example, the player that Magic Johnson is about to pass to right here would have never been open to even get that ball if he didn't cut back door. What I mean is, that player was able to recognize that his defender was overplaying him in deny and was on his heels. When that happens, you need to cut back door, and if you've got a very good passer on your team, you should be wide open to get that pass and a dunk or layup. Now, this is partially because the defense was absolutely horrible. However, this is actually a good example of what to do on a fast break. So many players get caught up as to who to pass to, the left side, the right side, and in general speaking, you could have passed to the right side right off the bat. However, this player here was facing this way and would have easily contested that layup or dunk. What players don't normally do is what Magic Johnson did here, and that was to attack, pick up that ball, do a high gather over top of his head on his technically second step, which then gives him the chance to really go essentially 3-on-1. He is currently looking at this player, and this player is currently looking in this direction, and his shoulders are also going in that direction as well. So who should you pass to, this side or that side? Well, in theory, you should pass to this side because this man is in no position to defend the left side. And because of that, Magic Johnson passes to that left side and gets his teammate an open layup. Now, this is just absolutely amazing court awareness. He receives that pass, draws in that middle defender, and then hands that ball off to his teammate for the layup. Even though he was in prime position to actually score, he recognized that his teammate has a better possibility or potential of scoring because that main defender dropped off on Magic Johnson. To be a really good player, you have to take risks. This was a massive risk when it came to the pass, but it was able to get his teammate a dunk. You have to also remember that by passing that ball to the ground right in front of that defender right there, even though that's technically a risky pass, it's actually not all that risky because it's right at the feet of that player. Well, what does that mean? Well, by passing at the feet, that player is unable to steal that ball. The only thing he could really do is kick it, and at that point it would be a kickball kickball violation. When in reality, now that ball gets through and gets to that player. So even though it's technically a risky pass to get it and pass it through that tight of defense, by passing at defenders' feet for the bounce pass, it's actually very beneficial because there's really nothing bad that will happen. This is another fantastic pass that is technically risky, but it was a calculated risk. Let me explain. So there is a big rage right now on being able to pass with one hand, and I actually agree. You should be able to pass with one hand. There's actually a really good reason. You can take a really high dribble, and if you can keep your hand on top of the ball, then you actually still have the opportunity to still dribble. However, here obviously he brings his hand underneath that ball for the pass to this player over here, and usually you don't want to do cross-court passes, especially across key passes. However, there's actually a very good reason. This main defender was looking in that direction. The reason is because this player was setting a screen, and he was worried that his main guy was going to use that screen and pop out towards this wing, this corner, sorry. And because of that, he was looking in this direction, he was looking over here, main defender hands are down. Well, guess what? That now creates an open opportunity and passing lane for you to get that pass through, and of course get your teammate an easy layup. This is another good example of using your eyes and understanding what defenders are doing. Here we have Magic Johnson attacking the key, and he notices that he has a player wide open. Well, he could have sent the lob pass for a dunk. However, he sent a nice hard pass through in a wide open passing lane. Now you may be wondering, well, that's not an open passing lane. There's a defender right there. Well, guess what? He passed this ball just over top of the shoulder of this defender. There's a very good reason for this, and that's because his hands were down. Anything above his head, near his head, is not going to get intercepted unless he jumps up and tries to intercept it with his face. And because of that, you can get those passes through. I make these passes all the time when I'm playing, and it scares the crap out of the defenders because they think that they're going to get smashed in the face with the ball. And when in reality, they made the mistake and I capitalized. This is also a very good example of after you pass, you need to move. Pass and cut, pass and do something. And this is what he did here. He passed over towards the corner. He continued to cut towards the basket. He drew in multiple defenders' eyes, and he has essentially two players who are wide open. Now, he has the court vision. He's looking around. He's trying to find out who's where. And because of that, he can get those passes through to his teammates. Even though it may not look like the most prettiest of pass, he's able to get that pass through. So many players and young players and even coaches always want to have that perfect pass, that perfect chest pass, the perfect bounce pass. You don't necessarily have to. You just need to get that ball to the player who's open any way you can, as long as it's accurate and as long as you get it to him, and of course it doesn't go out of bounds, you're pretty well off. And remember, even though you may be in perfect position here, he's in perfect position to score, but he has a defender here. He's obviously looking over his shoulder to receive that pass, and because of that, he's able to recognize, hey, this defender is out of position, and I can then pass backwards to my teammate who can do a massive dunk. I hope that this video helps you become a better basketball player. If it does, hit that like button, subscribe, and I'll see you guys again next time. Make sure to go check out one of the videos on the screen.